So there I was, holding tight against the rope, my knees bent. I was really moving. The snow was flying on both sides of me because there was new powder. And I wasn't going left or right. I was just holding on for my life. I just got this snurfer for Christmas. And all of a sudden, I wiped out. Arm went this way, leg went that way. The snurfer went up and then back like a boomerang because it had a rope around your wrist. This was the precursor of snowboarding. Talking 1969, snowboarding didn't exist. A gentleman in Michigan invented the snurfer. Snow and surfboard. It was yellow, no bindings. It had little I looked at a vintage picture today and it looked actually cool. It looked like it had cleats sideways. Mine didn't. It had like sandpaper, almost like roofing paper, you know what I mean? So your feet don't slip. This was like the 4th time that I had wiped out. I had to pry it out of the hands of Chucky and Dickie, my friends, who I was also with. They had just the regular wooden toboggans, remember those, for snow? And so I had to pry it out of their hands because, damn it was Christmas, my Christmas gift. And I was going to get this. And we kept packing the snow closer and closer to the end of the hill. We were at Kibo Valley Golf Club in Bar Harbor, an area of the golf club that no one goes to in the winter. It's far away from the roads, far away from the clubhouse. There's a nice little bridge that comes over from Strawberry Hill where they live. And then there's a creek that we normally have to walk across the bridge or it's 4 feet of water, but it was frozen. And a real steep hill, which was perfect for my snurfer. So I kept trying, and they kept going with the toboggan, and the snow got packed down more and more. It was kind of fun. I was getting further and further, and it was getting easier and easier. And then all of a sudden, I went the full length of the hill, all the way down. My heart was pounding. I was looking back up at the guys as the ice on the creek gave way. Immediately, I felt really, really cold. And I was pushed sideways from the current because it was a really active little creek. And underneath the ice, I saw Chucky and Dickie running, and it was getting further and further away and darker. And I could feel the ice on my face pulling. And I could see all the things that I wanted to do someday, like, get married and graduate from 8th grade, the important things. Getting further and further away from me. And I would catch a breath in the air pocket by the ice every once in a while, and then I'd go back down in the water, and I would tumble and tumble. You know those rock tumblers that used to be pretty famous? I felt like I was the Rock. I was just going around and around in a circle and stretching and thinking all these thoughts. And then all of a sudden, it occurred to me that I didn't feel the ice scratching my face anymore. And I saw light. I was at the bridge. It was open water. So I stood the fuck up. It was only 4 feet. I'm freezing. I'm looking back, and there's Chucky and Dickie. Hey, look, you got to tell Mom and Dad. I'm not going to tell Mom and Dad. Well, Vernon's like a brother to us. I got a snurfboard. That's all I'm saying, man. And I'm hollering to him, Chucky, Dickie, help me. I'm wet. And I weighed about 500 pounds, and everything moved slow. And as I slowly walked the mile back with them to Strawberry Hill, things started to freeze, and I went even slower. I was never so uncomfortable. I love my Christmas present, but I got to be honest with you, that day I was really snurfed up.